What's up, mananap? I'm June and welcome to my vlog. And today we will learn about Raspberry Pi. Are you ready? Okay, so the Raspberry Pi is a series of small single board computers. It was developed in the United Kingdom in 2011, and the Raspberry Pi is created to promote teaching of basic computer science in schools and in developing countries. The company that created the Raspberry Pi is called the Raspberry Pi Foundation. So the original model became popular than anticipated. It had an overwhelming response in the market, and people around the world use Raspberry Pi for robotics and other development of applications. And the Raspberry Pi does not include peripherals such as keyboards and mouse. In many cases, there are kits that provide camera and other extensions for Raspberry Pi to make it more useful. Some of it is an official bundle, and some is unofficial bundles, which may include some other extensions. But keyboard and mouse is not included. So the organization behind the Raspberry Pi consists of two arms. The first two models were developed by the Raspberry Pi Foundation. After the Pi Model B was released, the foundation set up Raspberry Pi Trading with Mr. Eben Upton as CEO. So they have developed a third model. It's called the Raspberry Pi B+. And the foundation is an educational charity to promote the teaching for basic computer science in schools and in developing countries. According to the Raspberry Pi Foundation, more than 5 million Raspberry Pis were sold by February of 2015, making it the best-selling British computer. And by November 2016, they had sold 11 million units, and 12.5 million by March of 2017, making it the third best-selling general purpose computer in July 2017. And the sales reached nearly 15 million in March 2018, and sales reached 19 million, and more sales will be anticipated in the upcoming years. So in this image, these are the components of the Raspberry Pi. The first is the GPIO, or the general purpose input output. It is an uncommitted digital signal pins in an integrated circuit or electronic circuit board. By default, it has no predefined purpose and are unused, but the user it is controllable by the user at runtime or if you run your program. Some users use breadboard to connect the GPIO to the device that they are creating. Next is the camera port, in which you can insert a camera if ever you needed a camera for your project. USB ports. It is a USB 2 port that you can insert anything that is in the standard USB format. And it also have a LAN port, a 3.5mm composite video and audio jack. So 3.5mm is the standard used. Your basic phone, earphones, headphones can be inserted in this slot. DSI display port, and it also has a micro SD slot. You can insert a micro SD in this slot, of course, because it is a micro SD slot, right, teddy bear? So next is the USB power input. So you can insert this is the main source of power of the Raspberry Pi. So this is the latest version of the Raspberry Pi. It's called the RPI4 Model B. So its release date is on the 24th of June 2019. Its target price in US dollars is $35 to at least $55. Its instruction set is based on it is just the same with the RPI2 Model B. It is ARM version 8-A. It is 64 and 32-bit. And also its system on chip, it has a Broadcom BCM2711 as its version. Its floating point unit is the same as the previous models, the RPI2 Model B. It's VFP version 4 plus Neon. Its central processing unit is a 4 times context A72. It is a 1.5 gigahertz processor. And the GPU, or the graphics processing unit, is Broadcom Video Core 6 at 500 MHz. Its memory SD RAM has a capacity of 1.2 or 4 gigabytes shared with the GPU. USB 2.0 ports and the USB 3.0 port, it has two, the same thing with the other versions. No, actually the previous versions have 4. This has different, it has 2.0 port. It has 2, and the USB 3.0, in which previous version doesn't have, the RPI 4 has it. It has 2. And the video outputs, 2 times HDMI via micro HDMI, composite video 3.5mm CTIA style TRRS jack. And its audio outputs is the same with the other versions. Audio outputs the same with other versions. And basically some other features are the same with the others, but the RPI 4 has USB 3.0. It made this device, or this computing device, unique than the others. Also, it has a power ratings. It has a 600 mAh or 3 watts average when idle, and 1.25 or 6.25 watts and maximum under stress or continuous using, especially when you add peripherals, for example monitor, keyboard, mouse, and Ethernet. And it has a 15 watts PSU capacity. Its power source is a 5 volts via USB-C or GPIO header. USB-C, it is the same with the iPhone charger, so it was more modernized than the other. Speaking so its size is 85.60 millimeters by 56.5 millimeters by 17, and its weight is the same as the others, 45 grams or 1.6 ounce. So basically it has the same features with the others, but it is more upgraded and more in a future line of computing devices. Other projects may be used, still have to search for other projects that has been used by the Raspberry Pi 4, since it has just been released on June this year. Okay, so this is a sample project of a Raspberry Pi. The creator actually created a drone type. It is a drone basically. It uses a Raspberry Pi 3B, and its main purpose is it is used connected to a mobile phone, and the mobile phone will be able to control the drone while it is flying. Hence, it should be equipped with a camera for surveillance purposes maybe, but I can see that this project is very useful in future innovations of drones. This drone is used by students in the University of Connecticut. They developed this, and to show the power of Raspberry Pi to the world. Other samples of the Raspberry Pi also, it can create mini toy truck or cars. Yes, some equip their locks with Raspberry Pi, maintain security in their homes. Some equip Raspberry Pi in brewing machines, and many more and other projects that the Raspberry Pi can do. The only thing you need is in imagination, and so that you can innovate and create new stuff, using this Raspberry Pi. Overall, the Raspberry Pi is a very, very useful product, and very useful in educating the students. They actually really hit the target of educating students with computer science and robotics. And hopefully, Raspberry Pi will be available around the world. For some third world countries where Raspberry Pi is not available, you have to order it online. Hence, hopefully it will reach other countries so that they will be educated and learn more about robotics and take advantage of this device. Okay, thank you all for watching the vlog. Hope you learned something today. As well as, my name is Joliver B. Uchigi, under the class of Mr. Daryl Kabagay for IT Major Elective 2. The topic is Raspberry Pi, and hope you like, comment, and subscribe to the video. Thank you. Have a great day.